Good afternoon. How are you today? I really felt today like tapping into cards and getting some messages from the cards. My favorite pack of cards here. Some days I just work with energy purely, and other days sometimes I'm drawn to discovering more tangible things, more physical things like the cards. And I thought maybe today we can tap into the message of healing. So we can ask the cards how to heal a certain issue in your life. So you can choose between different issues that you might have, maybe a physical ailment in the body, maybe an emotional cause of some sort, maybe just like a, I don't know, situation in your life which needs some healing. And we're gonna ask for some guidance from the cards. I never know in advance what the cards are going to give, so it's always a bit of a surprise, and sometimes I set a certain direction, but then the cards lead me to another direction. So let's just follow intuitively what comes through. And in a moment I'm going to tap into the energy of the cards, and I'm going to take 3 cards which will answer your questions. So if you choose the first card, then listen to the guidance from the first card, or the second, or the third. Alright, so dear cards, please, 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 we would like to receive some healing messages today for our listeners to help them the best way. And I feel that this is the card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Okay, I got all 3 of them. Now we're gonna have a look at them, and you can see all 3 of them and decide which one is for you. Okay, so here are our 3 cards that we've picked up today. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Just feel which card responds to your healing question today. And now let's have a look at the first card. And oh, interesting. So I feel that there is this big figure in your life, which is a very important figure for you. Maybe it is your relative, maybe it is an ancestor or somebody, maybe just a friend, but a very important friend, somebody senior, who is maybe guiding you in life. There is a wise person in your life who perhaps can lead you on the path of your healing. It almost feels like a little bit of a wizardry energy, even though this is not a wizard, it's a grandfather. But I feel that despite his simple looks, so to speak, he possesses some important qualities, and he's actually a very magical person. So this card almost invites you for that exploration of wisdom inside of you, maybe inside of your body. There are lots of different instruments here that maybe this man has been working with, or maybe that you have been working with in your life. This kind of there is a pitchfork, I think, a spade, other instruments. So you have been working a lot in your life, and I almost feel like you have a very good achievement at this stage of your life. So you've reached some sort of stage, some resolution, and I almost feel like you've worked a lot on yourself, on your self-development. So now, in a way, you can take a peaceful rest. So maybe pause that work a little bit. You've done a lot. And I feel like this chest here represents the treasure that you have created for now. And now you can have a little bit of a rest, and a little bit of peace and connection to yourself. So I feel that the healing message for you today is to relax, sit down, and go within. Go within and connect with yourself. Leave work for a minute. It may come back, it may not come back, but at the moment just hold on, hold on, relax your hands and rest, because you've done quite a lot. You've lived a long life, so maybe metaphorically a long life. Maybe you've just done a lot. That's why it portrays like this energy, like an older energy here. But you've definitely reached some achievements, and there is some sort of a magical flower which looks a bit like spaghetti, funnily enough, but this is a magical flower, and it is to the left side of you. So this is something that you've been treasuring in your life. Maybe it's a relationship or a feeling, a feeling of love, and it feels like it's always by your side, and it's always it's connected to your left side, nourishing you to the left side of you. So this is an important, something dear to you is near. There are lots of interesting whimsical shapes on the back, like there is some animals, like a bird. So the trees are cut in the shapes, fairy tale shapes. So it's a path of exploration, and it almost tells me that the exploration you're gonna have is endless. Don't worry, it's not the end. There is more to come. You can take a rest and know that there is always more to come, because in the background there are all those wonderful shapes, and your ladder stands there, so you can go there again and go up and play with them and explore. So there is a lot to explore. This is an exploration card, definitely. Self-exploration and reality exploration. And you are mastering it very well. I think this card tells you are the master of your destiny, and you've done a good job. So relax, don't worry. Things will wait. These things will wait. There is still more to look at. But at the moment, take a little breath, deep breath, sit back and just enjoy. Now we're gonna open the second card, and oh, very interesting. So if you've chosen this card, here it is. It's called Fairy Ring. Well, there is a certain celebration going on, big celebration in your life. Really a celebration of yourself and your achievements and the goodness that you have created in this life. It's time to celebrate. I feel like it's time to get off work and do something exciting for yourself. Maybe get together with friends, with people you haven't seen for a while, maybe with old friends, you know, members of your soul family, so to speak, because these beings, they look very different. They have different costumes, but they actually feel very united. So maybe it's time to unite with people or with aspects of your life which normally, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't. So you can see there is a pan figure here, like with a goat face. There is somebody with a cloak. There is like a dwarf kind of looking being, an elf looking being, and some fairies. So lots of different beings, and they're all very happy and connected, and they have stones around them, and these stones are helping them. They're even creating some energy. There is like a white energy uniting these beings. So I feel like it's definitely time for celebration. Celebration of differences. Differences around you and differences within you. So if sometimes maybe you have been perplexed by the variety of people and beings in this life, and maybe you have been put off by certain energies in your life, maybe now we can just connect them all together and see how we can blend in and unite, and maybe that will create this beautiful white flow of energy. And feels like magic happens when we are together. So it may be like a physical outside aspect, so you connect with people you haven't seen for a while, or maybe just people you met once, but there was something about them and you can unite them in a circle, meet and unite in a circle. Or it may be connecting to different aspects of yourself, like if you have a lighter aspect, darker aspect, more fun aspect, you know, more boring aspect, whatever they are, just take them all together and make a circle and have fun together. And maybe that will heal if anybody had been unhappy, any of your aspects had been unhappy before. This energy, the united energy, will heal them. And our card number 3, those who chose it. Oh, look at that. Wow, you've had a difficult time in this life. There's been a lot going on. You haven't chosen an easy path. You are very brave, extremely brave person, and I'm really proud of you, and I applaud to you, if I can say so from my energy, because you've chosen real troubles. Deep forest you've created before coming to Earth in this incarnation. Really difficult setting, really dark forest, so you can go through it and come out of it and be okay and learn how to get lost first in the forest and then come out of it. And this really deserves an appraisal. And I'm getting very positive message from this card, to be honest. Like, you've done it. You've done it. You worked so hard and you've explored so much and you've learned about the dark aspects of life. And it deserves an applause. And if you ever were worried of becoming one of those funny trolls or I don't know, these beings there, don't worry. You will never become them. You are not them. So if you ever were associating yourself with a smaller creature or with a darker side of life, this was only temporary because you were messing about with these energies. But you are now coming out of it, and you can see that it is only a small facet of life which is here to teach us something. This forest has been created on purpose to step out of ourselves, to see different variations of this life, and then realize really the grand spirit that we are. So this is brilliant learning, and you've signed up for this learning. And I can see a sword here, and it looks like sometimes you were losing patience and you were getting so annoyed and you will put that sword in because it was really difficult. There's some bones here as well. So there's been battles and struggles, but you've grown so much from it. You've done amazingly well. And I don't know who that is. Maybe it's a funny part of you which is kind of still a bit concerned, and watching what's happening, not opening itself fully, still playing the small game, still playing the dark game, which is fine. It's very interesting. I feel constantly like telling you, well done, well done, well done for plunging into this world and exploring the dark aspect of life. Not everybody is capable of that, but you are, and you're brave enough to go into it. And don't worry, even if you feel there is a part of you still vibrating at that level, it's only temporary, it's only an aspect. In reality, you have nothing to do with it, so to speak. You are all that there is at the same time. You embrace all of it, and I bow to you for being so brave and so courageous to experience the darker aspects of life too. Wow, that was very interesting, wasn't it? Quite unusual messages again. And again, I didn't expect something like this. It's unbelievable how the cards always give you something you don't expect. You may have one idea about what's going to come out, and it comes out absolutely differently. And each card has such an important and powerful message in it that we can apply to many different situations. You'll probably know it just by the feeling. So when you listen to the guidance, just open your heart and feel what situation in your life may this refer to, and then that should give you an answer. The first one was the grandfather, a very interesting, very solid card, isn't it? The way he's sitting, he's so confident, and he knows he's done his best. He knows he's really, really tried hard in life, and he's very content and very satisfied, isn't he? So I almost feel like you've done so much work, and I feel like it refers to self-work, like you worked on yourself so much. So all these instruments, you use lots of different techniques, maybe meditation, energy, any kind of self-work that you've been practicing before. So now you deserve a little rest, and you deserve just to wait, to have a little pause, to kind of remunerate, I think this is a word, yourself on everything that you've done so far. And in the future there will be even more nice things waiting. So it's okay to take a pause. And also another message from this card is, yes, there is a wise person waiting somewhere for you. So maybe it's a relative, somebody you know, a friend, but it's a kind of a major person. It's somebody maybe a bit older or wiser. So there is a figure you can turn to in order to receive some guidance for your healing. Very nice, very green card, isn't it? Okay, so fairy ring. I really like this one. Unusual. It kind of looks a bit, I don't know, like some sort of ritual, isn't it? Like maybe some pagan or something like that. It has a bit of a feeling like that, or I don't know, druid. It really feels like just celebrate, just it's not complicated. Just celebrate, just go together, unite, hold the hands with other people, create a circle, and celebrate life. And I feel like, yes, there is no need to find a reason to celebrate. You can just get together and do it together. And if you feel maybe there are different people that you've met before in your life, and maybe life didn't connect you at that time, it just gave you a little spark, you know, a little situation to be together. Maybe now you can reconnect and find out, you know, and blend in, and maybe, you know, erase those differences that you may have had before and come together. Because really what's happening now is bringing people together a lot, isn't it, in the world? And we have a reason to talk to each other. We have a reason to call and ask, oh, how are you coping? So in a way, the positive aspect of it is bringing people together, and everybody comes to our life for a reason. And sometimes people, maybe we don't like them, you know, we don't connect with them, but they were sent to us for a reason. And sometimes later in life we can see, this is why this person was sent to me, this is why we got connected. And we may review our differences in the future, we may look at it from a new perspective. So celebrate, and also celebrate your different aspects within you, who you are. Maybe sometimes you're joyful, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're a bit naughty, you know, whatever it is, take them all together in a circle and let's dance, like David Bowie said. Okay, now I love this card. I felt really connected with this card, and it looks a bit dodgy, you know, when you first look at it, and it looks dark, but the feeling was so like a relief for me. The feeling was so like, it's a nice feeling. And it's almost like, you know, when you reach a certain stage in your journey, like let's say you're walking on the road symbolically, and then you reach a certain landmark and they give you, here you are, here is your prize, here is a mark that you've done it. So this card feels a little bit like that, like you've done your job with the dark side, you know, and you've explored a lot. So by dark, I mean anything, dark energies, suffering, difficulties in life, pain, fear, stress, worry, whatever your dark journey has been, it's fine, and you've done a great job, and you've covered that. That was like an assignment, it was a test which you've passed, and now you can pass on. But you don't have to see it as something scary or unpleasant. It's just an aspect, everything just is, isn't it? Light, dark, it's how we see it, it's our prism. But maybe if we go out of this life, out of this body, we will see everything as just is. But certainly there was a certain bravery required for this journey. So those who chose this card, you're probably a very brave person. That's what I'm getting. And I personally feel connected with this card. I think I chose this too. Very interesting. So yes, how do you feel? Maybe you could share your impressions if you feel you resonated with any of the cards. They're this time quite different and quite unusual, interesting. And again, you can interpret them in different ways. I give you my interpretation, which I intuitively feel on the spur of the moment. So I don't prepare, I just sense it in the moment, what the energy that is here, that I feel is right. But if you sense something is right for you, maybe you get another message. And please, please, please trust it. This is totally right. Whatever you sense is right. So just believe it and take it on. Listen always to the first sensations that you receive, and they are the main ones. It's always the energy which is on the surface. Imagine like a glass of water we're holding, and if we move it a bit, the top surface is almost spilling. It's ready to come out. Metaphorically, this is the energy that is talking to you, that you need to listen to. So what's on the surface? What's really talking? What's really coming out of you? This is something to pay attention to. So when we turn to our inner guidance and to all the encyclopedias of knowledge that we have within, the books, the pictures, you know, all the alphabetic orders, description of things, you know, what diet you need, what remedies you might need, what herbs you might need, what exercise you need, all here. You are the walking book of healing. Only you. You know it all, because you know your body so well. You've been chosen, you've selected your body, you've selected your problems across your journey, you've selected what to go through. Now you can unselect it if you want, you know, you can reverse it and go back to complete healing self, completely healed, because you've got it. You've written the book of your life, you've created all that. So if you want, you can co-create, uncreate, do whatever you like with it now, because this is in you. So I feel this is very important now for us to understand, for each person to understand, that they don't have to refer to other people anymore, to other sources. The biggest source is within. And as long as we understand it and hold it, we are fine. And then of course we can help each other. So give little glimpses, give little indications, but the start is always here. So I hope that this reading was a bit of help. It's interesting, at least, maybe it gives a little bit of indication. And I wish you a lovely day today, and stay well. Lots of love. Bye bye.